Hey y'all, got another fun one for you today. We got Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings. So here goes a little bit of the intro. Okay, so that's the whole intro. So the first thing, we got the 10s on the two bottom strings, sliding up to 12s real quick, back to the 10s, so we got, and then the same thing, 5 to 7. Now this 5, you let it slide down, so we got, and then that's a D major 7 chord, open, 2, 2, 2. So once again, we got, strum that a little bit, so bum, dum, da, da, dum. So that one we got 5, 7, 5, hammer on pull off. Here we did the 15 to go to 14, and then 10s, slide up to 12s, and then we're gonna have 3, 5, 3, 5. That one can go a little bit longer because its riff doesn't start until the 1 of the new measure. So one more time on everything. 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that one kind of started ahead of the beat, so you weren't able to do the, like all of those times. You could only do it a little shorter. See that? And that one can go a little bit longer. And then we're gonna have that first riff again. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and... Now our last part is gonna go. So it hits the 15s, and then we're gonna pull off the 14s to the 12s and slide those down to 10s. And then 10s again, slide the 10 to 12 and then hit 15. And then 15's going down. And then we're on the verse. So let's look at this new part again. So we got, okay, and then we got the verse. And then G. D major 7 again. G. And then D major 7 to G minor. We're gonna do that 3 times. And there's an alternate version, of course, of that G minor where you use that one. I'll show that in a second. And that kind of could slide up to that 6 if you want before the second part of the song. So once again, on this part we got G minor. You could do it like that. Or of course the easy way is just take those 2s up to 3s. And then on the third time, if you want to, you could go 3, slide to 6, and then we're to the new part. Okay, so that kind of started with an A note. We're in a new section, it's an A minor, so that's a kind of a bass note to get started with. You could leave that out though and come in after that, kind of wait for that. Kind of let the bass take that. I'm enjoying doing it like this, so. So that's the biggest strings, 5s. Down to the 4s. 4, 4, 2, 2, 2. So that was 7s to 4s. Da 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 dum da dum dum. Da 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 dum da dum dum. last part has that "Gonna never get out of here." And then for your second one, you could go G to A there. Bum, bum. And then on this third one, he's going to start singing. If I ever get out of here. If I ever get out of here. Then we're going to tag that. If I ever get out of here. And we wait 2 beats. So let's do those 2 last ones of that. If I ever get out of here. 1, 2. The new part. So let's go back over all that stuff. Okay, so let's take our new A minor part one more time. So we got bum, bum. And then he'll start singing. If I ever get out. Let me tag that. 1, 2. Okay, so let's look at this new riff. So we got G string, O2, and then B string, 1, 3, 5, 3 on the little one. And then D, D, C chord, and then the riff again. I'm doing a little hammer on that O2. Doing a little slide on that ring finger, 3 to 5. C, D, D, C. D, D, C. And then we have this little riff. Okay, so O2, 1 on the B string, and then the second time, O2 is going to start a C chord right there. So we got, and this is a F major 7. So we got 2, O, 1, O for the C, 3, 2, 1, O for the F major 7. We're doing like a down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down. We'll do 2 of those, and then the verse starts. This one does F twice, and then back to C. Same type of thing, C to F, and then F again, this time to E minor. We're about into the band on the run, so let's check out what we got so far on that new part we got. So C to F twice, and then we got the verse. Stay on the F, back to C, C again, F, F again, E minor, and then we got bam, G to C, then we got G to the C to the A minor, then F, C, and then we got bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to be in the chorus of the band on the run part. Let's go from the pre-chorus, band on the run, G to C, A minor, F major 7, C, and then we have a little rhythm here, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. And right after that last one hits, you got to wait for 4 beats, so you're just going to hold that F major 7. Dum, da, dum, da, dum, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there goes the chorus, and you can see we're kind of hitting that F major quick after the C and on a kind of an upbeat. Bum, da, dum, da, 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 bum, da, dum. It's going to be 8 sets of this. So that's 4 sets. And then we're into a new verse, C, F major 7. Stay on that. Back to C. F major 7 again, E minor, pre-chorus, G to C, and on the run, then G to C to A minor, on the run, then F major 7, C, then we got that rhythm, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, 1, 2, 3, chorus. So this time we're just doing 4, so this is the 4th one. Then we're going E minor, G to C, 1, 2. We're gonna wait 2 beats after that. So E minor, G to C, 1, 2, and then E minor, C, A minor, 1, 2. So let's look at that again. We got E minor, G, C, 1, 2, E minor, C, A minor, a 1, 2. And there's one more thing from that previous short chorus. So we had, there's a little guitar riff. So that's 8-8, 8-8, 5-3, 0-3, kind of sliding the 5 down to 3 a little bit. So when you start hearing that riff coming in, that's the short chorus. And then you got those hits, E minor, G to C, and then E minor, C, A. Bum, 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 a 1, 2. Then we're gonna carry on with F major 7 to C, and then we got a new thing. We got, so we're going from the F major 7, pulling the 2 and the 1 out, so we end up with 3 and open, all the opens. Back to F major 7, hold that, and we're back to another chorus. So let's look at that, all the hits again. E minor, G to C, wait 2 beats. E minor, C, A minor, wait 2 beats, and then we'll carry on. 3, 4, E minor, G to C, a 1, 2, E minor, C, A minor, a 1, 2, and F, C, and then this new thing, bum, 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 for the chorus. And this one will go 8 times. And then we're going into the last verse, C, F major 7, hold that, back, C, hold this one, E minor, pre-chorus, we got the G, C, and then G, C quick to A minor. Now this time, down, down, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, chung, ja, chung, ja, chung, 2, 3, 4, and down. So we had the down to judge, and then you hold it for 2 bars. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Held the grudge. 5, 6, 7, 8. Bum da dum da dum. 1, 2, 3, and last chorus. 8 times. We got E minor, G, C at the end. E minor, G, C. That's the whole thing. So let's look real quick at some of those things. We got the intro riff. You got your verse. To G. So that happens a couple times, and then we're going to switch to this chord progression, going quicker, G minor. And that goes 3 times. And you could do this G minor. And then on the third one, you could go bum, bum, into that little 6 down there. And then we got. Then just remember at the end of this, tag it. 1, 2, bum, 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 D to C. in that last part of the song. And so the interesting parts of that tune is when we start getting into those hits. So like I say, we got this chorus, that kind of thing. And it's only 4 times. And then we got these hits: E minor, G, C, 1, 2, E minor, C, A minor, 1, 2, and then F to C. And then these new hits. All right, Band on the Run, Paul McCartney and Wings. Always love that song. Hope you guys enjoy this. There will be a tab. All right, this is Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney. We're going to start out with this G chord. We got 5, 4, and 3. We're going to do 2 slow strums on that one. Then we're going to switch to 4, 4, 3, part of a B minor. Then we're going to go to a C, 2 open and 1. Kind of like the top 3 strings on this. G, B minor, C. Now we have this D that has the 4, 2, and 3 on it. We're going to hit that once. And then we're going to go to this 4, 5, 4 on these top 3 strings. So it looks like a D, but it's really kind of a dominant 7 chord thing there. So we got G again, we got B minor, C. We got 1 on that D with the F sharp to the 4, 5, 4, and then we repeat things. 1 and 1 again, and then we start the same. We got our C. Now we're going to A7, 202, and then our D, dum, bum. So it's kind of not on the specific downbeat on that second one. So it's like bum, bum, and then you have a little riff you can do right before the Live and Let Die. So that'd be the big 4 with the 3 on the second string, to the open and 1 on the first string there. And then you got your Live and Let Die, so that's going to be 1 strum on the G to C, those 5s there. And then we have O2 open, part of an A7 down here. And then we're going open 3, 1. And that's just on those bottom 3, both of those. So O2 O and open 3, 1. So that whole thing was G to C, Live and Let Die. Live and let. We're going to start the same, G to C. And then we're just going to do the A7 part. 1, 2, 3. 3 beats there. And then we're going to come into. Okay, so that's that cool riff there. We got 8, 10, and 11 on the second string. And then we have 7, 9, and 10 on the third string. And then 10, 8 on the big one. And then the same thing. Timing just a little different on these last 2. Okay, so it's like. And then we do all that again. And then we do our G chord, and we have a bunch of fast strums. We have 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. It's like 4 bars. Okay, so let's take a look at everything we have so far. From the beginning, we have. Now we're moving into the one that's going to have a different change to it. It's going to go C to A7. And then we have our D, jing, jing. We get that little riff. Live and let. G, C. And then the A7 to G7. G, C. A7 for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. Into the riff. And again, we had that G, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we have this little part where we kind of have a pause, and then we hit this 11 on the second string, 11 to 7. So it's like pause. So those last notes were 9 on the second, to 9 on the third, to 7 again on the second. So it's 2, 3, 4, 1. So we do that twice, and then the next time we're gonna go. So that was the 11 to 7, the 9, and then we went 8, 9 on the G string, to 7 on the second string, and then 8, 9 again, 7 to 10. Okay, then we get into a new part. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So we have a C chord, we're hitting on the 2, and we're hitting on the 4, and. So 2, 3, we gotta wait for the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Twice on C, we're moving to G, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and. And then we have D over here, 4, 2, and 3, 3, 4, 1. Now that one, last one has an extra beat there, kind of 1, 2, 3 at the end there. So once again on the C chord, we wait for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. To the G, to the D, da da da, and then we have 1, 2, 3 on an E minor. We have 1, 2, 3, bang. We hit this F. We hold that F for a really long time, and eventually we're gonna come in with that riff again. But let's look at this new part one more time. We got after the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. G, D, E, 2, 3, F, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's kind of like 3 bars. You'll hear like a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 kind of build up riff. So let's try that riff together nice and slow. So it comes in on the 1. So it's like 3, 4. Okay, so let's count it in like from the part before that has 3 beats. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So let's try that, but nice and slow. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. And again. Okay, and at that point, we're into another verse. We do this twice. And then we go on to the one that has the C to A7. And then our D, little riff. We got our chorus again, live and let. Live and let die. 1, 2, 3. Riff. So at the end here, it keeps going. So that was like 3 whole times. Now this time starts, but it's gonna end with. So it ends with the big 10 to the 8 on the 3rd string. Just to give it a weird, sinister kind of finish there. Okay, so Live and Let Die. I think those chords in the beginning are pretty easy. That one riff. Once again, that was big 4 with the 3 on the 2nd string. And then open 1 on the little string there. I think you guys got the riff. Okay, we had that one little part that was like rest. And just kind of listen to it for the timing on that. And then we had the one part that was like after the 1, 3, 4, 1. that F a long time. And then you got your normal stuff. The ending once again was. All right, Live and Let Die, Paul McCartney, Wings, I guess. Thanks a lot for watching Damon's Baritone Uke joint. Be a tab with this. Check that out. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Hey, here's a lesson on Maybe I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney. Okay, so we are going to start out with an A chord. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna go to D, 2 beats, to D minor 2 beats. And then E minor 7, which is 2-0-3-0, back to the A. So let's look at those chords. We got A, 2-2-2 open. And then we have D, which is open 2-3-2. We have D minor, which is open 2-3-1, and then we have E minor 7, which is 2 open 3 open, back to the A, 2-2-2 open. So there's a couple things you could do here. We could kind of finger pick this intro a little bit. That has that kind of classic Beatles sound. So what I'm doing there is I'm doing the bottom 2 strings, and then I'm going to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. So that's just if you want to finger pick it, make it a little more fancy. And you see how I have these 2 fingers down here on those bottom 2. It's like a lot of times with finger picking, you're going to have a finger on each string, especially on this instrument. You got those first 4 fingers, and they can easily work those 4 different strings. So we got. Now if I want to keep with this finger picking thing, I can go to this D here. I'm going to do those same sets of strings. Then I'm going to the D minor. And then we go to this E minor 7. I'm going to stick with those strings. Back to A. So let's look at that finger picking thing one more time. We got 4 beats of that, and then 2 beats of the D, 2 beats of D minor, E minor 7. So once again, to the D, D minor, E minor 7 to A. We hold that A, and there's kind of like a sort of little piano arpeggiating of that chord. Now we're going to get into the verse. So the verse is going to be a B flat major, which is 3, 3, 3, and 1. So we're going to do 2 beats of that to the F, which is 3, 2, 1, 1. So 2 beats of B flat, 2 beats of F. Then we're going to go to C, which is 2-0-1-0, to the G, 0-0-0-3. Back to B flat, F. Then we're going to hit a C chord and hold it. Now we have this cool chromatic riff that we're going to play. It starts on the 5th fret of the G string. Okay, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6. Now that 6 is the note from your B flat chord. So if you hit that 6, you have to think like you already played that first chord of the B flat when you go to it. Now you could kind of go back to the B flat chord and hit both of those. It's up to you how you want to do that one. Let's see, so let's hit that verse again. B flat to F, C to G, B flat to F, hold the C. So that would be the way to go back to the B flat for both chords. The other way would be, and then just hit 1 B flat to the F, C to G, B flat to F. Now we're going to go A flat, which is the F chord up here on the 4th fret, 6, 5, 4, 4. But you have another option too, and the other option might make sense because of what the chord that comes after it. So instead of doing the A flat here, we could also do it here, which would be 1, 1, 1, 4, because the next chord is 1, 2, and 3, a E flat. So let's look at that again. We're going to go, this is the second half of the verse, B flat to F, C to G, B flat to F, and then that 1, 1, 1, 4, A flat to E flat to C. 4 beats on the C. Okay, so let's go through that verse. Whole verse one more time. 3, 4. B flat to F, C to G, B flat to F, hold the C, we got our riff, B flat to F, C to G, B flat to F, now A flat, E flat, which is 1, 3, and 4, to the C. So let's look at that. A flat, E flat, C again. So we got A flat, 1, 1, 1, 4, to E flat, 1, 3, and 4. We kind of mute the bottom one on that one. You could go down there and get that kind of fancier full E flat there. And that's like your D shape, but if you had to do it on these more difficult fingers and move it up. Of course, that's a chord you're going to want to know on the baritone ukulele, so E flat, but it's up to you how you want to do it. You could do it like that. To the C, and we got C for 4 beats. Now we got our new part. This is going to be D, 2 beats, and then we're going to go to O, 2, 2, open. So that's like an A chord with a D bass. You know how you got your A like that? Well, this is an A with a D bass though, instead of regular, it's normal kind of notes. So D to A with a D bass to A minor with a D bass. So that's O, 2, 1, O. And then you can just hit that one for 4 chords in a row. The bass notes will change, the band might change a little bit, but you can get away with just doing that 4 times there. So D twice, A with D bass, and that's the A slash D. You know, slash chords is always the chord is first, but the second note is that there's a different bass note than you would normally have in that chord. So D, A slash D, A minor slash D for 4 beats. And then we can go to G for 4. Now this one's kind of tricky. This is a D7 sharp 9. So what we're going to do here, I would like to play it on this instrument. I think we should hit the D bass first. And then we should look at these notes, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that's our pattern. First the bass note, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's look at that whole sequence again, from the D to the A with a D to the A minor with a D for 4 beats. And then we go to a G for 4, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's try that. 2, 3, and D to the A with the D, A minor with the D next for 4, and then G. And then our D bass note to start. And then we're going to do that chord 4, 5, 6, and we're going to go 5 times, then 2 and 2 and 2. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're back to that D. Okay, so we're going to go from that D, A with D, A minor with D for 4, G for 4, and then we got that fancy D sharp 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Back to the D, A with D, A minor, D bass, to the G. And now we go D, D minor, E minor 7 to A7 this time. So it's a lot like the intro, but it has A7 instead of A there at the end. So once again, that would be D, and that's when he's like, ooh, 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 all that part. So D, D minor, that's kind of like a bum, bum, and then E minor 7 to A7. Then the solo, guitar solo, is going to be back to a verse, B flat, F, C to G, B flat, F, hold the C, then we got that chromatic riff, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, B flat, F, C to G, B flat, F, and then A flat, E flat, C for 4. Then we go to that D again, to the A with D, A minor with D for 4, G, and then we're doing that D sharp 9 thing again, where we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, back to D, Then we're doing the D to D minor. Ooh, E minor 7 to A7. Then we got another verse. We're gonna have that chromatic riff. So that time I did the 2 B's instead of doing that high note. A flat, E flat, C. And then we're back to the D with the A to D after that. Then we get that raised 9 thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then D to D minor, E minor 7 to A7. Okay, and then the last time that this all goes through, we're gonna have the D, then the A to D, A minor D, G coming up, and that D raised 9 thing. And then it fades out around there. So by about that point, you're done. I hope that all made sense. Please like and subscribe. Yay, Paul McCartney. And maybe I'm amazed. I did that one for my girlfriend, Jen. She loves that song. So that one's for you, Jen.